What's up, y'all? Talon here. Today we're going to be taking on the Regulation G Pokemon Showdown ladder featuring top teams in the metagame. Today we're going to be using a team that just got second place at the Stockholm Regional Championship, who's created by Joji Kaieda, a Japanese player who goes by Suica online, one of the top Battle Stadium players who actually went to a European Regional, didn't qualify for Japan Nationals, unfortunately, and I believe they might have actually been able to get their Worlds invite off of winning this event, but just came up shy. But despite that, had a very cool team that I'm excited to be featuring on the channel today. I'll have Joji's Twitter account in the description below, along with a Pokepaste featuring all the EVs for this team if you want to take it on the Pokemon Showdown ladder yourself. If you guys enjoy these videos, please subscribe to the channel. And with all that being said, let's break down this team now. So very obviously it is a Terapagos team. That's the main restricted here. It takes advantage of the Chi-Yu's Beads of Ruin ability to really boost up the Choice Specs Terra Starstorm to absurd level. A lot of the time you actually don't want to go for the Terra Stellar Starstorm if you have Chi-Yu on the field, because the single target Terra Starstorm at 120 base power with the stab just does way more damage than the spread one would do. You also have Terra Stellar Hyper Beam, Earth Power, and Dark Pulse are good coverage moves, but the Stellar Terra Hyper Beam actually gets a boost. It's actually 2 times instead of just, I guess it's 1.2 on the power of the Terra Starstorm. Hyper Beam, you have that essentially adaptability boost on your normal type moves from the Stellar type, so that is going to be doing double damage and is just an insane damage option that can actually one-hit KO Calyrex in one hit, which is very, very uncommon. With Chi-Yu on the field, the damage output from this Pokemon is absurd, and you're really trying to get into that position as often as possible. Looking at the Chi-Yu, it is a Terra Ghost set with Focus Sash. I'm running it Timid 252. You could go Modest to do a little bit more damage, but I think having the option to outspeed Urshifu Single Strike or Rapid Strike and hit it before it can hit your Terapagos with close combat. That's more common for the Single Strike one because they run the Focus Sash set, whereas a lot of the Rapid Strike Urshifu are Choice Scarf anyway, so you won't outspeed in that case. But I think the Timid set is smart. There's a lot more Single Strike Urshifu rising up, notably Marco Fierro. Marco Silva basically had a Focus Sash Urshifu on his Calyrex Ice team, so I think that's a Pokemon that definitely is going to be on the rise. As your last main special attacking supporter of the Terapagos, it's the Flutter Mane. It also pairs really well with the Chi-Yu. It's very bulky on this team, as well as a lot of speed. Mainly, you're going to be trying to Icy Wind things down for your Terapagos to outspeed and knock out with Terra Starstorm or another move, but essentially after an Icy Wind, not a lot's going to be outspeeding Chi-Yu and Terapagos, or Ogerpon-Cornerstone for that matter. For the Flutter Mane spread, basically I'm hitting a 199 speed stat, so what that does is actually outspeed Adamant, Urshifu, and Tailwind, which can be a relevant spread. Aside from that, just dumping into HP to hit the 160 stat, that's divisible by 16. So anytime you're in grassy terrain, you'll heal 1 extra HP point compared to if you were at 159. That's a situation that happens often enough compared to like getting Will-O-Wisp or Sandstream Chip or something like that. So that's generally an HP stat I do like to hit, and then dumped in defense to tank hits a little bit better, and then the rest just in special attack and special defense. You could think about hitting a higher special attack stat if there's any calcs in Beads of Ruin, Terra Fairy you want to hit. I'm not sure. With more experience with the team, I would probably have a better idea of that, but yeah, that's the Flutter Mane spread. The idea is really just Icy Wind to set up the Ogerpon, Terapagos, and Chi-Yu for big hits and knockouts if you don't have Tornadus' Tailwind. So Tornadus, notably, the second partner for the Terapagos' speed problem. This one is running really quick, faster than 168. I think I will actually, you know what? I'm going to hit 169 because I believe Landorus Incarnate hits 168, so just to cover for that since we're that close anyways. But essentially, this is mainly trying to outspeed Urshifu Single Strike. That's a big problem for Terapagos. The combination of Focus Sash and the ability to close combat the Terapagos is just a big problem for this team, or Terapagos in general. I actually would say this team's pretty decent against Urshifu Single Strike, given that Joji beat one of those in the top 4 set, but overall, it's a pretty standard set outside of the Scary Face on the Tornadus, so this is awesome. In a Tailwind mirror, you can Scary Face a Pokemon, make sure that your partner Pokemon is outspeeding it. That can be really important in the case of a mirror, and maybe would actually suggest that the Terapagos could have some bulky Vs and is substituting the speed out. Hard to say, could actually just be covering things like Choice Scarf Urshifu. Not really sure, but yeah, food for thought there. The last 2 Pokemon on the team are kind of interesting. I do think Amoonguss is actually one of the best partners for Terapagos, even on Tailwind. The ability to Pollen Puppet back up to full HP to reactivate Terra Shell is really good. Rage Powder is excellent against the fighting types that would otherwise try and just break your Terra Shell and then hit you with a close combat or a Drain Punch, so having Amoonguss on the field to stop that in its tracks is really good. Spore, similarly, if you have a Protect Pokemon on the field, Protect Spore, really safe. And then aside from that, just especially defensive, Amoonguss to take hits pretty well. I'm not sure if I should go bold or Sassy on this one, or not Sassy. I guess it would be Calm, because we're actually trying to hit just one speed point below Calyrex Ice in Trick Room so that we can spore that first. So yeah, pretty standard Amoonguss outside of the Terra Fairy. I think this is really most likely here to deal with Miraidon. There's not a lot of dragon moves in this format. Fairy's a good solid like neutral defensive typing, but there's a ton of those like that could be water. So I think the Fairy might be targeting Miraidon, which would otherwise try and Draco Meteor you. So interesting choice there. So the Ogerpon-Cornerstone mask is the last Pokemon on the team, and it's kind of interesting. Got very close to winning the second tournament after winning the first regional of Regulation G. So definitely a Pokemon that people are still sleeping on for some reason. It has great coverage into Urshifu with the Power Whip. Hits Tornadus really hard. There's lots of those sort of teams running around, as well as Incineroar, Chi-Yu, and just this ability to go for sturdy Follow Me. It's really consistent, lets your partner Pokemon do what it wants really well. So I do expect Ogerpon-Cornerstone to continue being a big threat. That sturdy Follow Me combination to ensure that your restricted is able to do its thing offensively is really, really important. And yeah, overall, this is a really cool team. I think general game plans is leading something like Fluttermane Terapagos or Fluttermane Chi-Yu. That's what I saw most commonly. Against Tailwind teams, their Tornadus with the Scary Face and Tailwind is going to be a great weapon. And then protecting the Terapagos with Ogerpon and Amoonguss is generally a good approach as well. So we're going to jump into the battles now. If you guys enjoy these videos, please subscribe. And with all that being said, let's hop right in. Okay, we have a double weather team here from Ken Lloyd. They're Terrafire Calyrex, which is pretty good. We're basically forcing a Terra out of them on Chi-Yu and Ogerpon, but Ogerpon actually still hits them super effective. Raging Bolt can be a little annoying for Terapagos. It can't break it that quickly. Helping Hand, Wide Guard, no Weather Ball on the Pelipper. Misty Terrain, annoying for the Amoonguss. Encore Heat Wave, Ninetales. Interesting. I think Chi-Yu's a good lead for me. Flutter's solid, because I'm basically forcing them to make a call turn 1. I think I like Amoonguss lead a bit. Flutter lead, I think, is almost mandatory. I do like Terapagos to some extent, or Chi-Yu on some level. I think that forces some good responses from them, and I'm just going to go Amoonguss Terapagos in the back. They did have Misty Terrain, so that's worth noting. But I can kind of just go Moonblast Heat Wave here and feel fine about that. They can maybe take a knockout with Thunder. Oh yeah, Thunder, good to note. It's not Thunderbolt, it's Thunder. Synergizing with the Pelipper. I guess I should... Breaking the Pelipper down a little bit is good. I think Terra Electric is just going to do a lot of damage, but if they do that... Probably should just be Moonblast Heat Wave. I shouldn't overthink this. Yep, Moonblast is a 2-hit KO, which is awesome, and Heat Wave brings it down even lower. Cool. Webs is fine because I'm still outspeeding everything. I will have to switch out in front of the Urshifu, but that's a trade I'm willing to make at some point. Should just be Moonblast, Dark Pulse, and if they go for a Terra, that's fine. Yeah, they're not outspeeding me here. Unfortunately, they live, so we should have gone for Heat Wave, but that's fine. Losing Pelipper is a little annoying, but it is what it is. Light Screen, Foul Play, Spirit Break. I could go Terapagos fairly safely here, and I kind of want to. Yeah, Calyrex comes in, but I'm pretty sure a Terra Starstorm with this boost is going to knock them out, and I can go for a Dark Pulse. Like, surely this knocks out even through screens. I'm going to calc that. Modest +1 in the beads. Terra Starstorm. In screens, it might live, actually. So what I could do is Terra Starstorm Dark Pulse. The issue is then they can just kind of just like beat me with the Pelipper, and I don't want that so much, so I will go for a Heat Wave plus Terra Starstorm. They're Terraing, so they actually would have been in a bad way had I gone for that. They high horsepower and they missed the Chi-Yu. Should have run Stomping Tantrum or Close Combat Buddy. Urshifu. Interesting call. That's fine. Because I can just Starstorm Protect, right? If they close combat, that's okay. Because I should not... will I knock them out with Beads of Ruin? I'm not sure about that, honestly. This was Covert Cloak, so if I switch out and get out of Trick Room, I'll be fine. But I don't think I can take a single target hit here, so... Let's see, if they knock out, if they close combat, they won't knock me out. I think I actually should just protect the Chi-Yu. It's an interesting play. I might, this could be a throw. Coaching, that's fine. Yeah, because they do that. So I can always just, interesting coaching actually. I guess they were trying to rely on this to beat this, but yeah, now I just beat them with Amoonguss with, yeah, I'll double protect, but I didn't have to. I just needed them not to crit the Glacial Lance here, but they crit the Chi-Yu, so one crit was primed. The screens were throwing off my calcs a little bit. That was kind of scary, but I do think getting rid of the Raging Bolt early was of real importance. No Pelipper, so their damage output wasn't that good that battle. I think I want to lead Amoonguss here and force a potential Terastallization out from them. Yeah. I think I will do that. This forces either Light Screen or a Terra, and if they start attacking me, I can start Pollen Puffing myself, so I feel fine about that. And then Chi-Yu in the back, and then probably Ogerpon. Oh, Calyrex lead, that's interesting. So this makes my Amoonguss very bad against the Pollen Puff. I think I'm just going to go right for the Terra, though. And if they switch into Pelipper, nice. But you might even go down to that. I feel like it has to be Misty Terrain, yeah, fair enough. Oh, we knock out the Grim in one hit. That's kind of crazy damage, but maybe actually bad. That's fine, right? Into Urshifu, they can knock me out, but at the same time, I can Pollen Puff back up to actually sub full, unfortunate. I think I'm going to go Dark Pulse switch to Ogerpon. This has to be close combat. And if they knock it out, I get in my I get in my Terapagos, which is fine. Yeah, they take a double knockout, which is annoying, but fine. As long as it's not Pelipper in the back, we win. But if it is, then they can just go into Wide Guard and beat us that way. Should I cover for that? They'll just go for close combat here. Can I lock Dark Pulse and win? Maybe? Would it be Dark Pulse I lock or Earth Power? Earth Power would lose to the Pelipper, so I think I almost have to lock Dark Pulse, which is weird. But feels correct. They're pretty low ladder. Let's bank. No Pelipper. Was it Pelipper or no? Bolt. That's playable. So Thunderclap won't knock us out. I think we just go for Terra Starstorm and dodge Electrowebs. Like Electroweb shouldn't knock us out in enough hits. And we'll start getting single target hits. Yeah, they can Dragon Pulse, but that won't KO us. There's another Electroweb. That's actually getting pretty close to a knockout, unfortunately. Can I beat them with Pollen Puff here? 16, 18. They need to high roll. Okay, they don't. Yeah, they got a couple high rolls at the end there, maybe an initial low roll, but we end up winning that best of 3 pretty convincingly. Interesting squad. I do feel like Chi-Yu Pelipper is just very favored into the Calyrex Ice teams, and even though they had a wide guard option, they didn't bring it just because they were so scared of the single target Dark Pulse Chi-Yu. The Ogerpon as well just made things kind of difficult for them, although I think they should have brought it. Okay, up against an opponent with a Landorus Incarnate. That's pretty uncommon, but we do have our EV spreads on the Torn to actually outspeed that. Intimidate, definitely of concern, but they are Specs Calyrex, wow. Usually don't see that without an Indeedee for Expanding Force. Life Orb, Lando, I've actually seen Scarf used to some effect, and this is Focus Sash, Torn, with Taunt as well. That kind of indicates their max speed and will outspeed me. So Clear Smog, Amoonguss, that's not an issue, but yeah. They're not Covert Cloak though, so I can Icy Wind them to some effect. I think Ogerpon's not a bad lead for me here, actually. I will still be outsped by their Torn, which is okay, but maybe I lead this combo. Flutter Ogerpon does well against some of their guys. I don't think Chi-Yu's that great here. If I can lock them into Astral Barrage, that's good. Okay, this is a free Icy Wind. I'm pretty sure Terra Poison Sludge Bomb isn't a knockout on us, and we move first and hit something with an Ivy Cudgel, which is cool. If their Lando takes an Icy Wind, they will be at sub. They'll be knocked out first off, but they'll be in range of a KO the next turn, which is good. And they can't protect that. So we're gonna Icy Wind. Yeah, they protect that, which makes sense. And they're gonna let their Torrent go down. So they're doing that, but they kind of have to lock into a move that is not weak to Terapagos, which is cool. I think Astral Barrage makes sense here. I don't want to give them a free knockout though. Do I have to give them a free knockout? I think I kind of do. Unless I just raw switch and sacrifice some HP. That's probably my play. No Tailwind is annoying. I think I'll switch this out and preserve my Sturdy Mon. Because Sandsear is going to be a problem regardless. I can Dark Pulse this though and knock it out. Yeah, I think Dark Pulse actually puts things in my favor here a little bit. I'm going to preserve that. I could have preserved the Flutter HP, but I feel like they're just going to Terra. Yeah, they Terra Ghost, which is something. They obviously don't hit my Terapagos, and they Sludge Bomb the Ogerpon, so that play works out perfectly. I want to calc if Dark Pulse KOs them now. Terapagos 252 +1 Dark Pulse versus Calyrex Shadow Rider. Dark Pulse will not knock them out, but I mean I can Terra here. In fact, I do just Terra and probably KO. And what do they do about that? Should I preserve this? They are a... this will just lose to... Should I preserve Amoonguss? I think so, right? Basically I'm deciding which Follow Me Pokemon to sack, or even the Flutter. And I should probably just sack the Amoonguss, I think, because the damage output on the Ogerpon is going to be good. That's probably just Urshifu in the back. I think I'll sack this one and force them to take a KO. Yeah, I like maybe miss a Sandsear, essentially. We'll see if the Calyrex even lives this. They might be EV'd too, but yeah, they go for the double move. We actually knock out the Calyrex, and now we have the Flutter in the back to... it's probably not Flutter, it's just Amoonguss, I think. Yeah, Urshifu means we can easily go for this and not have to worry because they aren't safety goggles, and Sandsear, unless they crit, is not a knockout. And it's not like they can do anything into the Amoonguss, so... Good first game. I think that was a solid approach, and I don't see a huge reason to deviate from the Flutter lead. The only question is if I switch off of the Chi-Yu, and I think I actually switch off of the Ogerpon, and I think I will. I think I was kind of favored into the Urshifu. I'm favored into the Calyrex, but not... So, Landorus was a really bad lead for them. They're not leading that again. So if they lead Torn, they'll either lead probably Urshifu or Calyrex Shadow. Chi-Yu owns the Calyrex Shadow lead. I can just Dark Pulse that pretty freely. But if they lead Urshifu, I'm in a bit of trouble because they can pick who they want to hit. And I don't have a good switch in. But if they do that, maybe I'll go my own Torn angle here. Do I think Amoonguss is coming? Not really. I think I'm actually going to go for the Terapagos. Oh, they switched it up entirely. Egg on my face. I don't love that. I can overheat that, obviously, Terra Ghost, if I want to. Then I lose my Terapagos Terra. Is that okay? Probably. Their Citrus Berry, unfortunately. Otherwise, Shadow Ball, Dark Pulse might be safe. Knock off, Parting Shot, Will-O-Wisp. I'll double protect. I think there's some pressure on them to make a read here because I could just Terra Ghost my Chi-Yu and overheat them and be up like huge. Like be up very, very bigly, very hugely. I'm going to turn on timer. They are taking a bit of time this game. I think we are up a game, so I'm tempted to just go for that. And if they Terra, so what? Wait, actually forcing a Terra here is really good. So I can probably just go for Heat Wave, Moonblast into the Ensign next turn, and eventually I'll just beat them with... Yeah, that's my best play. I forgot that I'm playing a Terapagos team and reading Terra is not necessary. So yeah, I think against Amogus, that's the one argument for having, instead of one of the coverage moves, Earth Power or Dark Pulse, having a Sleep Talk. And there's definitely battles where I was like, I didn't prepare for the Amogus adequately in Trick Room or in Tailwind. Oh, they just Terra off the rip. That's fine. Do I need my Terastallization on the Terapagos? I don't think so. I kind of just want to Moonblast you and Dark Pulse. And I feel like that's going to be a KO, surely. Or maybe I should just... I don't have Taunt here, so I do have some pressure to knock out this Amogus because eventually they'll be able to fake out Terra Starstorm me. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. I don't have a lot of special attack, but it's going to be close. If I was Modest, I would get there. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, really close. If I had a boosting nature on either, we would have knocked out. And now they get a free one. They put that asleep. I'm going to Icy Wind, though. That might be Protect Switch, or I can just Shadow Ball. Yeah, let's do that. No, that's silly. I think I don't know if I'll tank an Astral Barrage, but I can at least switch here. Yeah, I'll switch. Wait, why did I switch? That was so stupid. I had Moonblast Dark Pulse. Yeah, I'm dumb. They Psyshock. Okay, fine. Oh, I am asleep on the Chi-Yu. That's why I switched. Okay, makes sense. They didn't Astral Barrage though. They committed to that option, which means they can go for Psyshock into me, which is annoying. But what I can do is go Torn, Urshifu, interesting. And I should just be able to go Tailwind, Terra Starstorm. And Ensign's going to take that pretty well. They can also double Psyshock me, which is annoying. So I'm going to make a read here. And Tailwind Dark Pulse. So they would have left the Urshifu in, but they now leave the Urshifu open. I can go for a switch to the Bleak Wind. So they could have switched an Ensign there. I kind of played with fire there, but given they didn't switch out the Calyrex earlier that game in front of the Shadow Ball, I guess they went for the other option. They had the Rage Powder on the field, but they were playing this game in such a way that I was like, they're not really playing like super soundly defensively, so I think they'll give me the Dark Pulse instead of the obvious Terra Starstorm. At this point though, if I just lower the speed on this guy, I win. So I'm going to go for that. I'm not even going to risk the miss and go for a Heat Wave. Like I said, we hit this guy with that and they can't beat us because Knockoff is going to do very minimal damage the rest of this game. And they don't have Terra Ghost, so that'll be GG. They knock off, it does a lot, but probably not enough. And now we just go for Bleak Winds repeatedly. A good Hyper Beam. They are defense dropped. I think I'll go for Bleak Wind. Because not only do they have to... Ooh, interesting. We don't knock out, but we lower their speed. But yeah, the Scary Face made that pretty close. Like, not 100%. I guess it would have been 90 if I had gone for that hit, but it ends up being pretty effective there. Because they did have to make the knockoff protect read instead of like just stalling out Tailwind somehow, so... That works out and we take another best of 3 win. Okay, Self-Confusion, reasonably high on ladder. They have Calm Mind, Terapagos with Covert Cloak, gotta keep that in mind. Cannot flinch it or Icy Wind it. Safety Goggles Ensign with Wow. Interesting, double Grass, that's weird. Taunt Urshifu and Soul Dew Latios with Icy Wind. To me, they seem a little Chi-Yu weak. Chi-Yu Terapagos seems reasonably strong to me. Torn also hits them very hard with Chi-Yu. In fact, I think I'm going to go that direction. I like Terapagos as well. Just if they Terastallize on their own, they're going to be in trouble. And I guess I can go Ogerpon instead of Amogus here. I think I have the offense to stop them from Calm Minding so easily. This is going to be Bleak Wind. That's a lot of damage coming onto the board, and I could probably just protect or Dark Pulse. I could Terra as well. That'd be something. I don't mind switching this turn. I might just switch into my Ogerpon and be threatening a knockout on anything with Ivy Cudgel. So yeah, let's do that. Less damage on the Bleak Wind here, and they don't even fake out. That's interesting. Yeah, good play. We break their stuff, but if they don't Terastalize, I guess I can make their damage non-permanent. Or like damage I do on them permanent if I get rid of that. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Earth Power is going to do some damage here for sure. I can Bleak Wind again or Tailwind. I just need a little damage onto the Terapagos, I think, to bring my own in. Right? Yep, they're gonna Stellar Terra here, which means I'm really glad I got Tailwind up, essentially. Because now I get Bleak Wind. Probably just Spiky Shield. So they're gonna bring Fake Out in at some point. I have to be conscious of that. Do I let them get a double knockout here? Probably not, because if they do, I can never switch out in the face of the Ensign. I kind of want to bring in my Terapagos here. Little risky, though, to do so. They don't catch me, but they get Fake Out on the board. Okay, that's annoying. Yeah, that's annoying for sure. Double Fake Out, Follow Me, plus Terrain. Makes things tricky. No doubt. I can Follow Me. That's obviously of no use. I think Torn's pretty good, but it's not that good. I think I'll sack Torn here, get the Pokemon back in, and then maybe bring in Chi-Yu to threaten a knockout the next turn. I've been switching switching a lot here, which is the sign that the battle is not going that well. Okay, Grassy Glide shouldn't knock me out. I'll outspeed them. They can go for Fake Out. That's fine because I'll have a switch in for it. I'm going to Terra Starstorm plus Heat Wave, I think, is my best play. They're switching out Ensign. That's not going to take this at all. And they protect. Cool. So yeah, just trying to preserve. This might just come down to a kind of a game of chicken on whether they Fake Out or switch at some point, which is overall fine by me, I think. Because I can knock out the Rillaboom this turn if I want. Should I go for that? They're obviously threatening a Fake Out KO, so I can go for Protect. They can get another Calm Mind up, which is annoying. I think I need Chi-Yu alive. Terra Starstorm does how much? 61. If I get more Grassy Terrain healing, I'm good. They take the knockout, which is fine, because now I have this guy in. I can go for Stellar Terra is not the right play, because then they get that guy in. So I think I just go... I have to make a read at some point. And I get it wrong. Okay, that's bad. I might still outspeed and knock them out, though. We'll try it. But I made that turn wrong because if I have Chi-Yu in on that turn and go for it, I think I can go for Heat Wave and maybe I overheat knock them out. But we at least confirmed that we're faster than them. That was a good game on their part. I might have to put out my Terapagos a bit faster and deal more damage more aggressively to them. I can also bring out Spore. I think that's probably in my best interest. Get my Spore guy out, my Amoonguss. Because that game, I kind of just got overwhelmed on damage. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that. I think if I lead this, they'll just bring in they'll protect Parting Shot, and I don't have a great counterplay against that. So what I can do is lead this, go for Terapagos, Spore. I need a way around them going for Follow Me, essentially. Bringing in Follow Me Ogerpon is my biggest issue. So I'm going to try and answer that here. Yep, good lead. I'm going to go for this because it feels like my best play. I can Earth Power. Is that going to KO Ensign? Probably not, but it'll force a switch out for me to the next turn. They're Calm Minding here. Interesting. They Will-O-Wisp their own Terapagos. Good play, actually. Definitely a good play. However, I have a knockout on you now, and you've broken your own Terra Shell. So that's cool. Cool play. Probably not game losing for me, because I can go for Ivy Cudgel, guarantee a KO into that slot, and deal some good damage into the Terapagos. KO, it doubles into it. Yep, they go for Terra Starstorm, which is fine because they are losing HP steadily. They can bring in Rillaboom, I guess, but any damage I get into that Terapagos, as we saw in that first game, the Terra Starstorm did 50. 50 is the magic number. If we have Beads of Ruin on the field, we do what? Is it 33% more? 30? Let me run that calc. Terapagos +1 versus Terapagos. +1 Terra Stellar Starstorm is going to do about 50. If we have Beads of Ruin on the field, it does about 15% more, so 60. 60 is our magic number here. I'm pretty sure we outspeed that. Yeah. Interesting. Can I not just Power Whip this? And Stellar Terra? Interesting play. Yeah, that's weird. I can just Power Whip this and knock it out if I want to. And go for Stellar Terra. No? Because theirs doesn't knock me out. Yeah, that's fine. They take that knockout, but at the same time, they're now in range for my Terapagos. And they can taunt, though. Yeah, they can taunt. This is probably Taunt Protect, truthfully. If it is, am I losing automatically? Not necessarily. I'm gonna make the read. This is pretty aggressive, but I'm going for it. They taunt, yeah, we make that read right, and we go for the Terra Stellar, and we knock them out. I think that should have been Protect, though. Because I'm not bringing in... I didn't bring in Amoonguss to go for a Terra Stellar. Yeah, this is just GG. Because I can go for... Yeah, they start knocking themselves out. Knock you out, and Terra Starstorm. Dark Pulse you. Your goggles, I Dark Pulse you. Yeah, I think they should have protected there because I was Rage Powdering, so I get the knockout with the Stellar Terra, which we confirmed the damage roll the last game, so not really sure what was going on there, but we're able to clutch with a good read on the taunt, but it ended up being not a necessary read because they didn't protect, so I think their sequencing was a bit off, but they've always just Calm Mind pivoted first turn. They Will-O-Wisp in front of the Amoonguss, which was a cool play, but ended up messing themselves up on damage. So they're making unnecessary plays, is what I would say. They're always going for a defensive play plus Calm Mind turn 1. How can I punish that aggressively? Bleak Wind's not bad, but it's not doing that much damage. I might just lead Chi-Yu and go for an Overheat right off the bat into that, get permanent damage on the board, as well as pretty much just... what did I lead first game? I led Chi-Yu Terapagos, I think. So I might just go for the Stellar Terra right off the rip, plus Hyper Beam. That feels pretty good. And I like Ogerpon in the back, that felt correct, along with this. Close one. Kind of shows the strength of the Fake Out plus... double Fake Out, Follow Me core, really difficult to deal with. But now we've left ourselves a little susceptible to the Latios, truthfully, given we don't have Flutter or another option. Okay, that's interesting. This kind of just feels like a free Heat Wave Terra Starstorm, and I want to take that. Like, if you're going to give it to me, I'll take it. Type of thing. Because they don't have a knockout with Terra Fire. I'm pretty sure they Spiky Shield, they Double Protect, they don't Double Protect. What are you doing? Yeah, that felt really, really foolish on their part. Like, what's stopping me from going with that for that play? Terra Fire. If they Terra Fire, I probably just win. I'll Dark Pulse this and Terra Starstorm. Okay, fair, but again, Dark Pulse should be a KO into you, given the Heat Wave damage through the shell. And Terra Storm just did so much. So that's the weakness of the Calm Mind set. If you do get kind of behind the 8 ball on damage. Oh no, I forgot about stellar damage. Stellar healing. That's my bad. Despite that though, I can still potentially just like Heat Wave Pollen Puff myself. Is a Flare Blitz even going to KO me on Chi-Yu? I probably shouldn't risk that though. Probably not. Yeah, just take the knockouts. Don't mess with the misses, essentially. Rillaboom coming in, is that an issue? Rillaboom, I can still take a knockout and they heal me up. Sure, lose the Ensign, fair enough. I am faster than their Ogerpon almost certainly. But even if I'm not, what am I going for? Let's see, if they switch, am I in trouble? If they underspeed, am I in trouble? No, because it'll just be this guy. Maybe if they're Icy Wind Latios, that could be tricky in the back. But they surely would have brought it out by now. So I think this should just be Dark Pulse Ivy Cudgel still. Unless they're max speed Ogerpon. Yeah, like, that's fine. Grassy Glide has to KO, which it doesn't, because they're not boosted. Yeah. Interesting call from them there. I guess I should have foreseen, like, Urshifu was pretty bad for them there, so Rillaboom is the natural adjustment back. But yeah, man. They really shouldn't have a win here. Yep, we just take the knockout, go for our Heat Wave, and bring in the Amoonguss, and now we can just Pollen Puff and Ivy Cudgel. They don't have the damage, so yeah. Good game against them, really close. I think that is a good example of just like overpowering them. They had a misstep in that set, I think, in terms of their gameplay plan. I think Ensign was their best lead by far. And even though they lost game 2 when leading Ensign, that wasn't because Ensign was bad, it's because they didn't parting shot. Self Will-O-Wisp was like, makes sense if I'm going to Spore you, if that's my game plan, which I guess is, you know, reasonably likely. Just sweeten with Calm Mind, get enough turns, but you have to recognize if you don't bring Rillaboom, the HP just isn't there for you to do that, for me not to just like hit you a couple times and get you in the Terapagos' Calm Mind, Choice Specs damage range. Okay, up against Abyss Runner with a Rain team lacking Urshifu, but has the Calyrex Shadow with Terra Water Nasty Plot. That's very cute. Very cool team. They can at least do some damage to Terapagos, I'll give them that. But they are Goggles, Armor Spray, Focus Sash, Wide Guard. Gotta be conscious of Wide Guard, but this feels like a pretty good one for Ogerpon and Tornadus. Flutter outspeeds their whole team. Pretty safe lead. Ogerpon, also pretty tempting. If I get an Icy Wind off and if they Terra that's pretty good for me. I could see if I can just deal with this, I'm in a good spot. I'm gonna go Flutter Terapagos. That threatens them very heavily. I'm not gonna go for a Terra early if I can avoid it. And then Chi-Yu's pretty good in the back. And I think Ogerpon as well. No Amoonguss. Okay, fake out Sacred Sword, definitely possible from them. But if they go for that, I'm okay with it, because I'm just going to go Moonblast plus Terra Stellar, Starstorm. Tank the hit a little bit better. Is that good? Does that make sense? Well, it only doesn't make sense if they're going to not knock me out. 137. 205 divided by 1.5 is 136. It rounds down, buddy. We're going right for the Terra then. If they give it to me, we'll take it. Yep, there's Fake Out and Icicle Crash. They flinch. That one makes sense. They can Sucker Punch me now, which is like, okay, fine. I'm just gonna Terra Starstorm, I think. They're pretty high. If I Icy Wind, Terra Starstorm, and I'm in a great spot. If I Protect, I am in a bit of a more losing position, I'd say. If they go for that, that's fine, because I get in something that's pretty good. They Protect that, and we go there. They actually knock off, which makes sense, but we can knock out the Ensign now. I feel like we still just pressure this pretty hard. But I can also just go for this. Yep, there's the Sucker. We catch them, and now we've broken their Chien-Pao's Focus Sash, which is a big help. because now we can go Icy plus Dark Pulse or Terra Starstorm. I think I'll go Icy just because then I can beat the Chien-Pao with both. And Dark Pulse is pretty good. Yeah, they go for that, and they are going for the Nasty Plot. Nope, we got Dark Pulse. Should have checked the moveset, buddy. You knocked off my specs. Okay, that's not over, though, because they still have Terastallization. They have Rillaboom, maybe. Chi-Yu's good. Healing myself would be solid. But I can also just redirect any attention. Pelipper, that's fine. Yeah, that's A-okay by me. Because I should just be able to... No Tailwind, right? I can Ivy Cudgel this always and Hyper Beam, I'm pretty sure, and win. They're Terra Ghosting. My Hyper Beam strategy would have been an issue. Oh, they confused me. Okay, whatever. Dark Pulse. So that works. Incin Chien-Pao is an interesting lead from them. I think my Terapagos was good. I might just go for the same thing. Did they crit that Icicle Crash, by the way? No, they didn't, right? We just tanked. I think I'm going to go for the same thing on lead. And I did reveal all my Pokemon in the back. Is there anything we expect from them in the back? I think Farigiraf is a little too passive on their end. I think Farigiraf is a little bit too passive on their end. So Ogerpon felt good. And then probably I could go Torn Chi-Yu though. Torn Ogerpon's, and there's an argument for Torn Ogerpon too, but I think Torn Chi-Yu's fine. I just have to protect the Flutter a bit better, I think. I'm gonna protect here. They do fake that out and they Sacred Sword. F, that's bad. That's pretty bad, honestly. I'm gonna Moonblast and I guess Hyper Beam then, or Terra Starstorm. If I can break that Sash, we're fine. But that wasn't great. That was pretty bad. Moonblast, Earth Power maybe, or Hyper Beam. I think Starstorm should be enough damage. They Sucker Punch, which is interesting because I could have... I guess they were worried about Icy Wind, which is fair. But I probably would have lived that if I had gone for the Terra. They knock off, put me in Sucker Punch range themselves. Okay. That's probably Terra Water. I think I'm just going to Spiky... I don't want to give them the free switch. I just like Terra Fairy, Icy Wind, or Moonblast here. They're probably going to try and preserve a Terra, if I had to guess. I can also bait an attack, but I don't want to get intimidated is the issue. I'm going to go Icy Wind plus Ivy Cudgel and knock them out. Cool, that's good. They sucker, we live. Cool. So last Mon, Calyrex Shadow, fair enough. They can fake me out, obviously. Will they do it? Remains to be seen. Let's think this through. If I protect, I always get an attack on the Calyrex. If I Spiky Shield, they can maybe take a KO on me this turn, which sucks. Okay. So if they Astral Barrage Fake Out, I will lose both my Pokemon, most likely, so I can't go for that. I think this is safest, Spiky Shield. And they Fake Out into the Flutter, so we actually catch them that turn. That's really good. I, in theory, can just go for Icy Wind, Ivy Cudgel. Does that make sense? They're going to Astral Barrage, probably take a knockout. I kind of want to Icy Wind Power Whip them, though. Maybe I should have let a Pokemon go down there. They can protect quite easily is the issue. So I think I'm going to go Moonblast Ivy. I might just not have the damage here. I'm gonna Icy Wind plus Power Whip. Yeah, they tear water, so if we hit the Power Whip, we probably win. That stinks. Okay. Unfortunate. I'm gonna protect. Maybe we can... Yeah, with knockoff, it's not looking good. We catch their protect. If we can Dark Pulse flinch, crit them or something, we have a chance. No, we don't. Okay, that stinks when you get the read right, but you miss. But it is what it is. That happens. We also got the turn 1 pretty bad. I think I'm going to go for that again. Would Chi-Yu have been fine or Mungus? Mungus wouldn't have done us any good. I think Chi was correct. That turn was probably a mistake in retrospect, the Icy Wind Power Whip. But I think it covered... it didn't cover much, actually. Yeah, it should have been Shadow Ball. But I digress. I think we're going to run that back. Do I have to? They're going to lead Instant again, almost certainly. Do I have a better lead against Instant? If I can hit it with an Ivy Cudgel, I'm in a good spot. Torn... I'm cooking. Something's coming to mind. I could go Flutter plus Ogerpon plus Tornadus Terapagos in the back. It's tempting. That feels good to me, honestly. That game plan feels solid. I'm going to double protect here. Stellar Terra is interesting. They can not knock me out with Sucker Punch, I believe. Sucker Punch to 35. It'd be close on the Terra Stellar Sucker Punch. They switch, fair enough. That's not great. I really need to knock this out, actually, the Pelipper. It's my biggest enemy this game. Okay, that's sketchy. I'm gonna Shadow Ball Ivy Cudgel it. They're Stellar Tearing, they Wide Guard. Oh, and they're going for Icicle Crash. That's A-okay by me. Because now I get the Terapagos in if I want it. Which I probably do. Yeah, instant out, fine. Switch Protect, or no? Switch Protect is cute. Probably not correct, though. That's pretty good. Stellar Terra, Terra Starstorm should be solid, actually. I think we go for that. Because Stellar Terra Sacred Sword still shouldn't knock us out. Okay. We knock that out. We get to Follow Me off. We probably win. Yeah, Follow Me would have been better there. But it's still playable. Calyrex Shadow, fine. Oh, I forgot about Sash. Okay. They outspeed, they Sacred Sword, I lose. They can also Sucker Punch me. That stinks. Oh my god, I choked that. I forgot. That's all that had to happen. Focus Sash, Chin Pow, you've become my undoing. So yeah, that game plan doesn't work. Because they're faster than me here, almost certainly. And they can just get the Terra Blast off. Shoot. Is Spiky Shield a play that works? I don't think so. Terra Starstorm. You have to underspeed them. I think this is a hard L, for sure. Because I can't... Yeah, with Instant still alive, this is an L. I need to get a double protect and then still get pretty lucky, I think. Yeah. Triple protect, maybe? Looks sketch. They probably Sucker Punch now, though, so that might be my out. Yep, they do. Alright. It's not over, but there's a chance. We navigated our way out of that, because now we 2-hit KO the Calyrex. So this should just be Follow Me, Terra Starstorm. If they switch anything out, it's knocked out, which is fine. Then they'll live, like, I think actually Calyrex might beat me here, unless I get a flinch or something, or get a crit. Oh, no, that play makes sense, actually, because they can fake me out and I lose, because they'll just redirect the Sucker Punch, I want to say. Follow Me activates after fake out, so yeah, that play makes sense. Yeah, I didn't have a chance. Yeah, I tried to navigate around, but forgot about that simple fold, because I can't protect here, so they can just hit the Sucker Punch into me, I believe. We'll try for it, but yeah, that should be GG. Yeah, they hit the Sucker. Ah, very close, but unfortunately lose our last one. Bring us back down to 1601. We were 1624, so we maxed out at around top 50 on the ladder, just around Gio and Marco Fierro, so pretty high rank, but overall ended up around 75 range. So pretty good laddering session. I think this team definitely has a lot of merit. Let me grab that. I think this team definitely has a lot of merit. The Terapagos is really impressive on lead. Like, I feel like the consistency of just leading either Flutter Mane Terapagos or like Chi-Yu Terapagos just makes your damage output really hard to deal with for opponents, and it felt like a lot of the games really just came down to misprediction if we lost, and if we were playing well, we were winning most of our games. And yeah, that's generally the sign of a really strong hyper-offensive team, is when it just enables you to get into these really strong offensive positions where there are some plays your opponents can make that are really, you know, tactically smart to get out of situations, but they're also usually a little bit obvious. So teams like this that take advantage of that tend to do really well in metagames. So once again, congrats to Joji on the second place. Really impressive showing with the team. And if you guys want to use it for yourself, I have the Poke Paste with the EV spreads in the description below. Once again, if you enjoyed these videos, please subscribe. And yeah, with all that being said, peace y'all.